Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. It's Clay Rammage back again with another Goodwill bins haul. And this is a very small one. Went today and there really was not a lot of selection. So this week it's been a little dry at the bins as far as volume and quality of goods, although I did find some good things I think that should do pretty well. I spent a total of $15 today. So that's, yeah, it is what it is. We find what we find when we find it, right? And we go with what we got. So with that said, let's just hop right into this. Found a little fuzzy bunny. This is a bank. He's still got his stopper in him. He's very dusty, dirty, and covered with hair, so he needs a little clean, but I just thought he was great. His nose is a little dinged, but yeah, I was surprised he was still sitting in there. There were a lot of people at the bins today, a lot of people, so it was very packed. A lot of stuff was getting pulled out quickly, so even though and I think part of it was because the bins weren't as full as they usually are, it was easier for people to sort through and pull stuff out. Because a lot of people just go through and just skim over the top and grab stuff, so when they're really full they don't dig deep, which is what I do, and that's how I find a lot of stuff, is digging deep. So when the bins aren't really full, people pull out stuff a lot faster. So, and that's okay. It is, you know, it is what it is. But I found this. This is a doily, I'll call it. This is the it's an embroidery. It's the kind of like the looped embroidery, where they're little loops as opposed to pulled tight stitches, and you know, so it looks like a little latched hook rug kind of thing. This is the back. It's very well done, really nice. So I thought that was a great find with the little lace trim on it. And then I found this. Yes, it's a vintage, I don't know if it was originally a cash register drawer, or I think what happened is somebody, well, it got damaged along the way and somebody put this different side on it, because you can see this lettering along there. So this is not original to this, to the rest of the wooden piece. I'm not so sure the bottom is original either, because it's not flush. So I think this part of it and this part was all there, and then somebody modified it for these. So whether this was originally part of a cash register drawer that they took apart and reassembled, or something else, I'm not really sure. But this was all done a long time ago. So I still thought it was a great piece. Especially if you're doing a garage sale, wouldn't this be a great little, might have to hold on to that. Don't know. Again, those, as far as value goes, I've seen them from $15 to $30. So not a high dollar. But again, that item alone pays for everything we got. Then I got this, and I haven't unwrapped it yet. This is, and it's got a label. It says antique needlepoint partially finished. So yep, somebody started it. And this is a large one, that's why it's all rolled up. Not exactly how large, but this is why I picked it up. I'll bring this a little closer so you can see it. It's a Dritz brand, which of course you guys are familiar. They still make stuff today. It's a luxury needlepoint, but look, made in Madeira. That is the islands where my grandfather immigrated from. That's why I had to buy it. And then on the back it talks about made in Madeira. There's says that again. It was $8, which would have been a lot of money for this thing back in the day, and it says printed in Portugal. So yeah, so that'll be fun. That actually would be really great piece to see completed long term. Okay, I haven't unraveled this needlepoint yet. I thought I'd do it on camera. I did take the strings that were keeping it together and took those off. so we can see what this looks like together. Let's see. So the paper, that's the back side. Oh, cute. So that's the whole piece. It's quite large. It'd be, you know, a nice pillow or seat cushion size. Looks like all of the flowers would be, looks like pears, cherries, apples. Guess it really goes this way. Yep, there we go. So it just would need a background put on it. So that's not too bad. It'd just be one single color. Cool. Just thought I'd share it with you. Project? Maybe? Who knows? All right, then I did pick up some books, and I got a couple figures that I'll talk a little bit about too. And I think a number of these books are going to be for my personal library, because it looks like there was a church that donated most of their library, and I've been seeing over the last month, you know, bits and pieces of these books from this church in Mankato, Minnesota. So anyway, so this is the Westminster Dictionary of the Bible, and this one, let's just 1944, but it was originally started in 1898, has been revised and republished and all that over the years. But I love the spine too, it's really nice. Oops. The Gospel According to Matthew. I was listening to a book on tape and the CDs fell off. By William Barclay. This is part 1. Didn't find part 2. And I did find a number of little golden books. And I checked through to see if there was names or stuff like that on them. Most of these are from the 70s. And I pay, again, 49 cents an inch, so I'm paying, this is 3.5 inches, so, you know, $6 for these books. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. I sell them for $2 to $3 each. So yeah, we're doing quite well on profit. This was the funny one. Norwegian jokes. It's a little Norwegian joke book. 15th edition, 1979. Okay. The phone company is going to pick a new emergency number to replace 911. Most Norwegians can't even find 11 on the dial. Get it? 911. Funny. A Norwegian was having trouble picking a name for his new daughter. I have trouble saying Genevieve, so I think they'll call her Violet. Okay. So if you're Norwegian, they'll make more sense. I guess I'm not Norwegian, so I'm not quite getting those. Then I found 2 of these books. It's called Letters to Young Churches by Phillips. They're both the same book, same edition. And this was 1947. Again, these are probably going to my own personal library. This one I will be selling, this book. Oh my. That'll be interesting. It's called The Book of Concord by Tappert. These, there's several that have sold for $15 to $20 in pre-owned condition. This one is new, still sealed. The only problem is I just noticed it's got a hole in the top in the plastic and a little discoloration to the top pages from sitting on the shelf and collecting dust. But I don't think that should be too much of a problem. I'll put it out there for $20 and hopefully it'll sell. Then the last thing I picked up were these 2 Asian figures. They're hand-carved wooden figures. Now, I've had people ask me, and I'm going to do a video on this, what I look for when I pick up art. And these would be considered art. They're sculptures, wood carvings. And these particular, what I look for in carvings, wood carvings, is the amount of detail. The more detail you'll see in a face, in the hands, and the clothing, the more expensive it would have been when it was originally bought, and the higher the quality. So if you have like this one, and here's a good way to see it on her back, you can see the hand, the areas where the carving was, and there's still ridges where they carved off the different pieces of wood. Now, if that was smooth and rounded, that would have been of a higher quality, because that takes more time to work on all of that. So that's one of the ways you can tell. Excuse me. I'm all froggy the last couple days. One of the ways you can tell in wood carvings, the higher the quality, especially when you're looking at, excuse me a minute. I was going to say, especially when you're looking at items that are carved, particularly if you're looking at them from, there's the olive wood items from Israel, the souvenir pieces, and you'll see different ones have different pricing based on the quality of the carving or the depth and detail of the carving. So that's one of the things to look for. Now, I just really like this, the pair. It's a man and a woman. Now, unfortunately, the man is missing the top of his staff. This is a fairly new break, and he's also has some damage to his hat. But that actually is our older damage. You can tell because the wood is oxidized, it's darkened with time. It's not light colored like that one. So, but the same detail for him. You see on his back how it's, you can see the little ridges from the carving. So that's kind of one of the ways of checking on wood carving, the quality of the carving, and whether it's done by hand. You can tell it's done by hand because of that. A machine wouldn't leave those ridges. I was trying to think if I don't have another piece of a lower or better quality to show you at the moment, but that's just some little details. And like I say, I'll come out with another one doing artwork, what I look for when I'm looking for artwork, and you know, things like sculpture and wood carvings. Thanks guys for watching. Catch you next time.